welcome back. We are about to do a shell reading. So for people that may not know, explain what a shell reading is.
A shell reading is a reading using what we call the Diloggún. The Diloggún are shells that belong to a specific Orisha, which are the deities from my practice, my traditions. They serve as a mouthpiece. And when you cast the shells, um, it's called something called an Odun, is what shows up, and we basically find a composite, and then we ask questions, and it's just to tell a story.
How do you do all that with the shell?
Well, these shells have gone through ceremony. It's not like anyone can just pick up shells and be like, woo! Like, these have gone through ceremony. I'm an initiated Olorisha, which, is the proper term, but I guess it would be like a priest. And I have been reading with shells for maybe 2 years now.
So, we are here with, you already just seen her interview last week. We have Ivy Mugler back, and she's going to get read by the shell. So also, tell people how to get a reading.
If you would like to get a reading from me, I highly recommend, just saying, you can send me an email, honestly, at ajaoshunreadsyou@gmail.com. That's AJAOSHUNREADSUYOU @gmail.com for a full inquiry, and I offer shell readings, tarot readings, Spanish card readings, spiritual investigation readings, and pretty much all of your needs. If you're in New York or New York adjacent, you can come see me in person. If not, I do offer readings over Zoom.
And it's like, let's say if somebody's just watching and they just want to just support what you're doing. You have a cash app just so they could just a donation.
Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Yes, you can find me on Cash App on it's AJAIBUKOLE. That's Aja Ibukole. You can also find me on Venmo, Aja NYC, AJA-NYC. Doesn't even get easier than that. Can you give me your full name, please? First and last.
With that ballroom?
Real life name.
Okay. Okay. B-R-I.
Whoa, okay. We're going too fast. Go ahead.
B-R-I-T-T A-N-Y. And then it's Ashlyn. A-S-H-L-Y-N-N R-O-C-H-E. And a little accent on the E. Yeah.
Is it Rocher?
Yeah, Rocher.
I live for the applause. What's today's date? Today's the 9th, right? Alright, I'll start when he gets here.
Where'd that come from?
Jelly or wax? Oil. I found one literally as soon as you left. I feel terrible about it. We got an extra just in case, because this one does get a little
yeah,
mixy.
So far, I've just given her my name.
Is the dog interfering? Lay down, Scotty.
Scotty, you want to read them too?
So this starts off with like something called a moyuba. It's our prayer.
Is this specifically Hispanic in origin?
This is African. Right? Yeah, I practice nothing Hispanic. No, yeah. This is all African traditional religion. Yes.
Everything around.
Yeah, one thing that I do is I try to provide a safe space for African American people who, especially people who are Black of non-Caribbean descent who don't have access to these traditions. I give them access to come and do it. A lot of people don't know, but it was actually this one man named Alfred Davis in the 1950s. he was the first African American person to go to Cuba. And he went, yeah, we should probably put Scotty away.
Okay, come on, Scotty.
Scotty.
Get in the bathroom.
Scotty was giving it right now. I'm like, is me telling this? Is me telling this serious ass story?
It's Scotty up in the air.
I went crazy. Yes. So it was in the 1950s. It was a gay black man. He was African American. He lived in Harlem. His name was Alfred Davis. He went to Cuba and he got initiated to the Orisha Yemaya and then brought back Orishas for the black community in New York. And he was the first one to initiate African American people who were not of Caribbean descent. And they started to have like a more decolonized version of Orisha tradition in New York. So that's just a little bit of history. I love it.
Me too.
Omi tutu ana tutu ashe tutu ile tutu tutu laro ye tutu ariku babawa moyubo lofi moyubo loro moyubo lodo mare moyubo ego moyubo ashe da moyubo korda moyubo aya moyubo fisa moyubo kokwa moyubo aron ara moyubo ara onu iba iba yantunu afusha bade china iba iba yantunu mio la deo yatina iba iba yantunu rete dio babu changoleti iba iba yantunu Ursulina Diaz adedo yin iba iba yantunu Digilai o Soke when Toki by Bayantunu Abebe Oshun Omilade Oba Okan Ibai Bayantunu Bobo Egun Brittany Ashland Roche Ibai Bayantunu Bobo Egun for me Ibutola Kinkamashe Okana Ocha Kinkamashe Asholemi Kinkamashe Abebe Oshun Kinkamashe Ayaba Iku Kinkamashe Omihalekun Kinkamashe Bobo Water and all the children of Elegua who live in this world who the world of the living and also the world of the dead. I go like, wow, this is your child. You put a lot coming today to give your child Brittany Ashland Roche reading for life, health, prosperity, well-being, and Boboy Ray. I pray that you're able to tell her, of all the things that may be happening in her life. Bring up, you're gonna see the conversation wherever you want to go. So I'm not even gonna ask you at this point, honestly. Don't mind my crazy skirt, because hands them together.
No.
There you go. So my love, Ash, you have I'm gonna call you Ivy. I was about to carry on you. Ivy, you have the mouthpiece of the Orisha Elegua in your hand right now. So what I want you to do is I want you to talk to him, whether it be physically, telepathically, if you in your thoughts, whatever. I want you to ask him for whatever it is that you want to talk about, and just put your energy in.
Word. And then where do I put this? What do I ask?
Oh, then I'm gonna tell you what to do when you're done.
Okay. I would say it out loud, but it's quite personal. I'm gonna take this reading actually seriously.
Okay. So I want you to hold your hands out like this. Put it over here. Don't put the shells. Just put your hands there. And repeat after me. Say ochareo.
Ochaleo.
With an R. Ochareo.
Ochalero. Leo.
Ochareo.
Oh, ochareo.
Adache. Now you're gonna release. Erosion. No? Yes. Erosion. And like Juan says that at this point in your life, you really have to open up your eyes. Because like Juan says that sometimes you turn a blind eye to things. And like Juan says that sometimes you pretend things are not happening that are really happening. And like Juan says, you should never live in denial. You have to always be honest with yourself and really take a peek at yourself from the inside out, because people expect you sometimes to be something that you're not. And sometimes people expect too much of you. Like Juan says, you should only live for your own expectations. that you should never feel like you have to fill in like shoes that don't belong to you. Elegua says that you take on other people's burdens too much. That sometimes you start off by being curious, like, oh, what will come out of this? But then you end up over investing yourself into other people. And Elegua says that you don't have to make projects out of people. You just don't have to. Elegua says that you have extended your hands out courteously. But at this point, it's time to kind of draw back. And Elegua says it's time to focus on yourself. Elegua says that you owe it to yourself rest. And Elegua says that you owe it to yourself to explore your own curiosities that are on your own path. Machareo, at that chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh, stop. You're going through a lot of different transitions and transformations in your life right now, and there's a lot that you're not really telling people about. You're kind of choosing how much you're allowing people in. In a way, you kind of created a little bit of a persona or a mask where you're like, I'm gonna let you see this, but I'm not gonna let you see this. Elegua says that this is essential for you right now. In order for you to do all the things you want to do, you need to not let people too in. You have to keep people a little bit at bay because a lot of the people around you are not authentic, or they may smile in your face and they may, be a completely different person the next day. Elegua says that he doesn't want you to be a tornado. He doesn't want you to be all over the place because Elegua says that you have a tendency to spiral. That when you start to get very stressed out, you start to spiral and then you don't know what to think anymore. And you start to get extremely anxious and you lose out on sleep and you lose out on yourself. Legua says that you cannot ruin your eating habits. You cannot ruin certain things like that. You have to really, you have to really keep yourself together. Are you okay? Because we're not even started yet.
Yeah, no, I'm like, woo, no, keep going. I love.
I got chills all over my body.
Were they multiplying?
Listen.
Oh no, I live for this. I live for this.
Agolegua, is this Irososa that you give your child? Is it Ire or Osobo? You're gonna take these, you're gonna shuffle them and split them in your 2 hands. Efunke Ibo or Tabeko? No, you're gonna shuffle them, split them like this.
Okay.
You're not gonna show me what you have in there. I don't wanna know.
I don't want to either.
Tell me when you're done. Ochareo, Adache. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Obara. Ochareo, Adache. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6. Obara Ogde. Right hand. Put it on the mat. Osobo. You can put that on the mat.
This one?
Yeah. Elegua says you have to be careful what you say and who you confide in. Because Elegua says that your messages will travel to many, many people. And your messages will change. Elegua says that maybe it's something that you are not super willing to admit, but your mouth has gotten you in trouble. Maybe not out loud, but maybe undercover, yes. There's been times where people have found out things that have come from your mouth. And Elegua says you have to try to just keep it chill because sometimes your own tongue can bring you trouble. Elegua says that you don't do well with authority. You don't like authoritative figures. You don't like it when people are, in charge of you or like the boss of you. Elegua says try to be patient with those you are under their rule because you're not easy. Elegua says you look easy, you come off easy, you act easy, but when you get to the core of it, Elegua says you're very competitive, especially when there's someone of authority involved. Elegua says sometimes it's good to just stay in your lane a little bit. Elegua says here that yes, you were born to be a leader, but in order to be a leader, you have to fully pave your path and make people know it. You have to like let people know this is who I am and this is why I deserve it. Because like Walt says, sometimes what you're saying is coming across, but people don't listen because you don't listen. You're stubborn. I don't know how to put it. You're stubborn. There's things you don't want to hear, and you pretend you didn't hear them. Somebody can give you the best advice today, and if you told yourself, well, I don't think that's true, you're not following it. You're gonna be like, anyways, what is this osobo? Is this osobo? Araye. Same thing. Ochareo. I got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Osa. Ochareo. I got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Osa maybe. No. Drop them on the mat. Buffalo. Is it? No.
Same thing?
Hmm?
Same thing?
Yeah. We're gonna do this a few times. Ochareo. I got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Obara.
These are hard to separate.
Can you explain why you're doing, or would that take away
No. So basically, those are items that we call them igbos, IGBO. Igbos are used to answer questions. So each igbo will represent an affirmative or a negative answer, and based on those, we help decipher what the conversation and the reading is, saying. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, drop them on the mat. Awful.
My heart is racing.
Why?
Because, like
Ochareo.
the accuracy is kind of gagging me.
Odi. Ochareo. Agache. 1, 2, 3. Odi Gunda. Right hand. Yes, yes, yes. Indeed. Put that down. Right now, you have to try not to fight people or argue with people or get into little disputes with people because you fight about really little things and you can make yourself lose opportunities and lose more for thinking that you're arguing a point that is bigger, but it's really microscopic. And like Gua says, you have to just be careful. Like your mouth is really gonna get you in trouble. Um, and like Gua says here that I will tell you something. There's a few different things happening. One thing here, and like Gua says that you're waiting to hear back from something. That there's news that you're waiting to receive. And I don't know if this is related to some opportunity. And like Gua says, if you want it, you'll get it. And Legua says, whatever you're putting your mind towards right now, if you really want it, you're going to get it. But Legua says at the same time, don't become your worst enemy along the way because you're going to mess things up for yourself. And Legua says here that that's for that, but that's also in regards to your interpersonal relationships with people. You really have to just be careful not to give all of yourself at once. Because Legua says that you get very comfortable very quickly. And Legua says that you trust too many people too quickly. And Legua says here that you're very misunderstood. People don't really understand you. You're like a puzzle that maybe you haven't even figured out yet, and you're still trying to figure yourself out. But like what says here, you can't expect someone else to figure you out if you don't know the answers yet. The like what says that sometimes you get upset if you feel like somebody is not understanding why you are the way you are, why you act the way you act, or why you do the things you do. But then you have to ask yourself, do you know why? That's not a real question because you don't. I'm answering it for you. It's the rhetoric. Um, but you have to. I advise you to just not be violent towards yourself in any way, and that's mentally, emotionally, physically. Because you're a firecracker deep down inside, and a lot of people. Maybe I've never seen this side of you, but you have a fuse that explodes, and when you explode, you're very angry. And there's a lot of anger that you're holding inside that people don't know about. But there's something that's been driving you, like that's been motivating you. And I don't know exactly what it is yet, but there's something that's pushing you to really overwork. Let's find out where this overwork was coming from. Let's say let that. I feel like that's what it's coming from. Maybe I'm wrong. Ochareo. Had that chant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was right. You don't even. It's affirmative. Yes. You don't even have to. You don't have to go.
Just put it down.
Yep. I knew it was gonna be that. Whenever it comes up in 8, unle, ogbe, it just means yes. It's not money. It just means yes. And in this case, I asked, where is the source of your osogbo? Now I'm gonna break this down for you. Now your reading really starts. Iroso osa and osogbo, which is a curse. It's not a curse, but it's the opposite of blessing. It's negative energy. In obara ogbe, ofo, it's loss. It's, just losing at things, losing at life, basically. And odigunda, elese da, and unle. And that's from your own head and the way you're navigating things and the way you're thinking about things. You have to do a better job in like being positive for yourself in your mind. You get in your head a lot. And this is a lot about the chaos that happens in your head that nobody knows about. You're very scared to show vulnerability and emotion to people because you're very afraid of being taken advantage of, because you come from a place where you feel like you really have to protect yourself. You don't trust a lot of people. And Elegua is making that known. Elegua is saying that that's one of the reasons why you have such a boss mentality and why you don't do well under authority. Elegua says that you've dealt with a lot of abuse and a lot of manipulation in your life. In a way, you are trying to get out of that, and that's what makes you want to disassociate very heavily from who you used to be. Elegua says here that for the future, you really have to just break from the past and you really have to move forward, because Elegua says that you look behind you way too much. And if you keep looking behind you, your past is going to keep creeping up to you. Elegua says that people think that your life is peachy, but it's not. Elegua says that you struggled a lot. Elegua says maybe people don't see it, but he sees the tears that you've let out when nobody was watching. Elegua says you don't like to cry in front of people. Elegua says that you've learned to be very strong in front of people. But Elegua says that behind closed doors, you can break down very easily. Elegua says that there's going to be a time where you're going to wake up and you're going to realize, okay, I'm on the right path, but I was thinking about things a little wrong. I'm going to change the way I think. Because Elegua says it's time for you, one, to take a break for yourself. Elegua says, like, I'm not saying, oh, I'm craving sushi. That was random, but I think there's avocado in my mouth. It made me excited. That was horrible because we were talking about something so serious, but I felt it. Elegua says that you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna start to think, okay, wow. And it's gonna be a simple thing. It's gonna be like changing a plus sign to a multiplication sign. You have the equation. It's just you're not solving the problem correctly for yourself right now. And part of that is because you have a lack of emotional rest. Elegua says that you're not really channeling your emotions out like maybe in a way that you should. Elegua says you run away a lot and you like to hide and you like to go places and stay there for days and days and days and kind of like almost like pretend you're living a different life almost. Like you're like, okay, bam, and then it's like back to reality. It's like, oh shit, what do I do? And Elegua says he doesn't want that for you. He doesn't want you to be living a life of not knowing what's the next step. Because the thing is, here, it's a little bit of chaotic. But nonetheless, you know, mafere fue una local in your life. There's gonna be a time soon where things are gonna start to pick up. And all that impatience that you feel sometimes, because for you sometimes it's like you get big opportunities and it's like work, but then like sometimes you're waiting for like little things to kind of come together and connect, and it just seems like things are taking forever. And then you think that they're gonna lead to other things, but then it's just like confusion and it's like chaos because it's like what is actually going on. And like Juan says, that's temporary.
But the way you just ate that whole sentence up is like, oh my god. I just gagged fiercely.
Um, better things are gonna come for you and bigger opportunities are gonna come, but you have to be patient with yourself. Because the thing is, you rush into things. And sometimes you're just so ambitious and ready to win that you don't realize that you might slip along the way. And then what happens is that you fall. Elegua says that there's been times where you literally were like, I don't know if I should do this. And then you went and you did it and then you found out why you shouldn't have done it. Elegua says you have to keep that mentality and follow your gut. Because Elegua says sometimes you really just don't follow your gut at all. Elegua says stop running towards everything. Be selective with everything. With people, with events, with situations, even opportunities. Because Elegua says not everything and everyone deserves your time. And Elegua says that you give too much people and things your time. Elegua says you need to learn to tell people no. Just no. My telephone, oh yeah, my phone, my telephone, yeah, my yayo.
But everything.
Of course it's real.
Oh, so I was like,
Elegua says that respect. He says respect the advice that you're giving right now. Because Elegua says you're not going to forget this for a while. Elegua says that this is going to be imprinted in your mind for a minute. So take it. Elegua says if you want to get rid of the, if you want to make it so you don't lose anything, you really have to respect your own mind and your own head. And you have to really align your heart and your mind. Because right now, your heart and your mind are not in the same place. Your heart is trying to take you one place and your mind is trying to take you everywhere. And Elegua is like, all right, well, something's not matching up. Rosso San. You have a lot of spirits around you. You gotta make sure that you don't ever think you're crazy or tell people you're crazy because you're not crazy. Elegua says that you see things sometimes, and it's always at the corner of your eye. Elegua says sometimes you hear things. Elegua says, but most of all, one thing for sure is that sometimes you can follow. And Elegua says that those are spirits that walk with you. Elegua says, don't be afraid. Elegua says, let those spirits help you. From time to time, you should, do a simple, like, light a white candle, put out a little glass of water, and have a conversation with the spirit. Be like, yo, I'm giving you light so you can elevate, but help me out. And just know that your spirits are there protecting you along the way. To turn this Sosogmo into erase, to obey the advice given, I'm praying this is a yes. Because if not, we about to get real acquainted. This is what happened. I gave a girl a reading yesterday, and I told her, I said, I was like,
yeah, if you need to know anything, I got you.
oh no, it's not about knowing anything. I got you. I'll try to, I'm craving sushi so bad. What channel? I tried, just so y'all know, I tried to order Starbucks twice, and they can't find the address because they don't like me. There is agoraphobia, and it's no shade. Like I see right through their little
I
act.
tried twice to go down. They both canceled on me.
Aja and Ivy phobia, no shade. What channel? Ada che. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Un Leon. Put it on the mat. Alegua says, as long as you respect the advice that I'm giving you, you will prevent yourself from losing anything. Opportunities, friends, and just losing at life. But you have to listen to the advice, like for real. Because Alegua says that you get scatterbrained real easily. Alegua says sometimes you feel like you're dreaming. But you're regular living.
Woo!
She's gagging.
Ooh! No, okay, I'll get into it a little bit. There's a moment when I got to LA, and there's or even working on this plot, there's just been moments where I literally sat and I was like, these trees even feel real right now, nothing.
Because you're not resting.
Yeah, everything felt like it wasn't happening. I had to sit on the side of the porch. I just looked at my palm trees and I was like, whoa.
Do you want to ask Alegua a question?
I don't know. Everything everything I could have been asking is making yourself so known, because this is the first time I've been in between work and stuff like that, or had the possibility of so much work at right there in front of me. And this time home, I was dreading it a lot. I was dreading coming back to when you said coming back to reality type shit. When I got home, I was like, oh god. I'm I haven't slept. I haven't slept since that plane ride. I've just been up. I couldn't sleep. I was just staring. I couldn't rest. And so everything that's being said right now is so accurate. And it's so I'm a little shook. I'm shaken up a little bit. I'm shaken up a little bit. But a great way, because I don't listen. And I don't get yeah, it's always because nothing ever feels like it's what it's meant to be said. And so this, I'm like.
So I'll leave it there, and I'll just see if Alegua has anything else to say to you. But once I do that, you can't ask questions.
And being followed is so real. I just moved to my own apartment, and I had a night where literally I had to call someone because it freaked me out. And I felt like this as a child. I've always had things around me. I've always felt like this as a child. But now being in my own space, where I've gone through so many traumatic experiences, living with people and all this stuff. Had a moment where I was watching The Last of Us, and the TV shut off, and my room, I just couldn't go. I was not by myself in that apartment, and I was by myself.
Do you ever spiritually clean yourself?
I don't know how. I mean, I use Palo Santo stuff like that, but that's not.
Girl, that's weak white people action. I got you. You go. Cause you gagging. You text me, I'm gonna get you together next week. We're gonna get you together. You're gonna feel like a brand new pussy. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I got you. I be taking care of the girls, low-key. A lot of the girls be coming to me. I just keep it on the low, cause I don't fret people do it.
Yeah, cause this just hit so many points, so many points, so many things of what I've been feeling, working and having to be with different people, and life changing so drastically for me so fast. So fast.
You're caught in a whirlwind. That's what's going on. You're like this. So it's
and it's felt very lonely, because it feels like I haven't been able to talk to any of the people around me because they're not experiencing the same thing or haven't experienced anything like this. How do you talk to people about I'm gonna be real with y'all. How do you talk to people I was on the train coming home on the break day because I'm doing the Madonna tour, and and I tried to talk to my friends about it, and I had a realization that I couldn't. I couldn't, because there was just no connection there between what I was experiencing and what other people were. And that's when that dream-like state started to come up, because I was like, it isn't then even happening to me, because it feels so, I'm surrounded by so many people and integrated in such a new environment, but I feel so lonely because the people that I love and that are so close to me, can't understand what's going on. And so it's felt so lonely, so lonely.
I don't know about you, but I talk to everybody about anything. I'll be like, even if you can't relate, I'll be like, I'm gonna tell you what I feel anyway. You know why? Because at the end of the day, they do what they want with that information,
Yeah.
and you got to release it. You know, you're not there. Sometimes having friends and talking to them is not just about relating. It's just about listening.
Yeah.
I have people that I will hit up and just be like, girl, fuck that nasty bitch, da da da, shit that you don't even think about the next day, and then, you know, probably listening to me on the phone like, damn, girl. And you see me later, like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta have that emotional release.
Yeah, 'cause I don't feel like I could have that ever. I never really talk. Like I write it.
You know what you need some sushi.
Some sushi.
Well, we did. I'm asking for good to close. If he has anything else left to say to you, he's gonna say it. So he will basically refuse to let you close unless, you know.
Yeah, no, this is gonna sit me for you're right for a long while.
You're roasting.
Don't look.
No, I love it. So you're roasting. Problem on the mat. Again, open your eyes to like really wake up and smell the coffee. Like really wake up because life is going quick for you right now. Like if you don't wake up and smell the coffee, you're gonna get lost. And like Wad says, you kind of on your way to feeling lost already. I mean, you basically just said that yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can close now.
It's so hot 'cause they're so big. They're such big pieces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Osa. Ochareo andache. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Osa meji before you close. And like Wad says, big transformations are coming into your life. Like Wad says, the person you are sitting here right now is not going to be the same person that's sitting here next year. You're going to change a lot this year. And it's going to be for the better. But you got to keep up. And like God wants you to change everything. You know, rearrange stuff. Change your style. Change your hair. Change the way you look. Change everything. Because like God says, you want a new beginning so bad. Make it. We're done. The claps was just shows because I didn't have to do that, but I'm just like, I can't stop thinking about the sushi.
That sushi does sound good right now.
Oh my god.
Wow, y'all.
So how was the reading?
I'm inspired. Like, I'm really inspired right now. I'm kind of gagging because it's like I didn't have to ask anything. That's why I wasn't saying anything, because anything I was feeling during the duration of the last, like, literally from the beginning of the year on, like, it was answered. Like, I can't even, like, verbalize that. I need to digest, like, what I just experienced.